This is a perfect agent speedrun guide for Skedar Ruins Battle Shrine. The time I set for this video is 4 minutes 26 seconds, but your target time if you're going for the Crown and Glory achievement is 5 minutes 22 seconds. As with my other videos in this series, we'll start with my full run to let you see how it plays out, and then after the video we'll analyse it a little bit further. And the first objective here is to place 3 of these bugs, and you may notice if you've played this level a couple of times, these the locations of where you have to place these is different every time. So there is some RNG in this level, or random number generation, so it's different every single time you play it, so you might have to restart until you get a particular order. You'll notice I'm like kind of wasting time here by killing the Skedar, but it's because if I don't kill them, they usually bunch up and then like corner me and then kill me. So yeah, I'll explain that a little bit more later, but as you can see, I kill a few of these ones, and then this is the ideal placement. We really want to get this beacon or whatever it's called, and then the one on the far side we're going to throw up over the wall, and that saves us from actually having to run the whole way around there. That's, for me, the ideal scenario here, and you'll see that I restart quite a lot to actually get that scenario. I also exploit a little shortcut here. Again, worth taking these guys out. They do quite a lot of damage. You can't really run past these guys effectively, I don't find. But this is a little shortcut you'll find where you can clip around this wall, and it saves you having to actually blow up one of the walls that, you know, with your Devastator. But you have to be really careful not to waste all your ammo with the Devastator, and yeah, I'll go into a little bit more detail on that after the run. So at this point I like to equip my IR scanner. It kind of goes like infrared type view. It makes it easier to see these little guys, and yeah, it's quite dark in this part of the level as well, so I just again try and take these little guys out. It's surprising how much health they'll take off you and stuff. One part about this level that gets really annoying is the doors. The doors just do not open these things. It's so frustrating. Like, you'll keep hammering the A button and they'll just like slightly creak over, and again that seems a wee bit RNG there. Like, sometimes they'll fully open on the first press, sometimes they won't. It's kind of annoying. And I take a few shots of this guy. He almost always hits me off, but I like to get a couple of hits into him. And for the actual sacrifice, or whatever it's called, I just put down my pistol because I kind of don't use it at this point. I don't really use the pistol anymore. So again, look, these doors are so frustrating, so you just have to keep hammering them. You will get really annoyed by these doors, like I just don't get through them. So again, that'll cause you a few seconds of delay, which is frustrating. And yeah, I just crouch. There's an enemy down there with rockets. He has the Slayer. I just ignore him. If you crouch, he won't shoot at you. It's better just to not aggro him, because he generally will one-hit you and kill you. This next section, we have to kill some of the Skedar that are in suspended animation. I find a pretty good technique was just like blowing a few of these guys up, but again, be careful not to waste all of your Devastator ammo, because it will fail the mission. I'll explain that later. The Callisto, if you use it on high impact shells, you can actually fire through the doorway and kill some of them that are just like stand still. Now the good thing about this is it saves you some time, because obviously it's a speed run, so you want to save time. But it also just makes you not have to fight them where they can't shoot you back. So you'll notice here I'm picking up Muller ammo and the Muller gun, because it's very effective for the final boss. We've got a good door press there. The way to actually beat this boss is you have to take his shield down, and then when he's regenerating his health, the shield for the statue goes down. At that point you have to shoot the statue, where our aim here is really to break up the statue. But I actually found the most effective weapon for destroying the statue is actually the Muller, and that's why I pick up as much Muller ammo as I can. So yeah, I'm going to switch to it now, and then I switch to its secondary function, because a charged up shot will actually take one charged up shot will sometimes shoot the statue part off, but it'll also like more or less take all of the health or all of the shield off the boss. So yeah, you can see a couple of Muller shots, and that's him. and then one Muller shot to take the statues off. So I think that's the most effective technique, really. Probably the quickest way of doing it. So there you have my run, 4 minutes and 26 seconds. So the first thing about this speedrun I'd recommend is you will have to restart a lot. Practice the throw over here where you try and have to throw the bug. If you miss that throw, like obviously it's mission failed. I have missed in the past, and yeah, it just messes up your run, so you might want to practice that a couple of times. And if I don't get the placement I want, I essentially just restart. I mean, I'm not saying that it's impossible to complete a run with other arrangements, but I mean, for me, I just always want the ideal arrangement, and that's the one I showed in the start of this video. If the pillars are too far into the level, you just have to fight so many more Skedar, and it just makes life more difficult for you. Like in this run, I chose to try and run to like further on in, but what ends up happening is you have to fight a lot more Skedar, and I end up just losing so much health, and then it just makes it harder. So I essentially just restart until I get the placement I want. And you'll see what happens here if you don't kill the Skedar at the start like I did. Like I just like round them all up and kill them. If you don't do this, they essentially just surround you. And I was able to get one run where I actually managed to run past this, but this is by far the exception, and it just makes the run that much more stressful. Probably 9 out of 10 times you'll just get hit by like a sly punch from the Skedar, and they'll just drain your health. So yeah, I recommend trying to kill a bunch at the start so you don't have to deal with all them. And just if you start the match and you see that, for example, the first pillar isn't there, I just go ahead and restart at that point, because you know you just made life a lot harder for yourself. So this next part is actually a very easy to execute level skip. You essentially just hug the wall, and you'll get around the corner and it just jumps you up onto the platform. Traditionally, to do this level, we would have to shoot a hole in a wall with a Devastator, and be very careful because we're using a little like glitch, I suppose. If you waste your Devastator ammo and the wall isn't destroyed, the game actually thinks that you failed the mission and you can't progress, so you can't complete the mission. This one, I couldn't understand why I kept failing the mission, but it was because I was wasting my Devastator ammo. So just be mindful of that. Once you do the skip, make sure at least keep one Devastator bullet, which is what I did for my run. The next part you may find some difficulty with is the enemy with the Slayer. If they get a rocket shot off at you, it's pretty much game over. I just avoided shooting this guy. Like my tactic here was to try and just like get a headshot on him, but it almost always backfired. He would always get one shot off at me, and it was enough to kill me. Like I tried taking him out a couple of times, just sneakily, like to try and get some headshots on him, but he would just always get me. So I find if you just crouch in this section like I did in my final run, he'll not bother you at all. So it's probably best just to sneak past this guy. I just never had any great success in taking him out. So if you can avoid him, I mean the Slayer bullet itself is very slow, so like you can essentially, even if you'd fall down, just like run away from it. After that, it's really just fighting the Skedar army that's in suspended animation. Again, probably try and kill a few of them while they're still in their little pods. The Devastator can work for that, or just the high impact shells. And you'll want to try and pick up a couple of Muller shots. Like you want to have like a decent amount of Muller ammo, because there is a risk you run out of ammo fighting the final boss, which obviously you want to try and avoid. And I mean, that's really it. I don't want to downplay. The boss is difficult if you just keep moving around. It's kind of hard to live. I think I actually managed to beat it without taking a hit. But yeah, just probably charged up Muller shots is the way to go. That's about all the advice I can give you for this level. I personally don't think it's the hardest level. It did take me a while because there's the RNG at the start. I do remember restarting this level quite a number of times to get the right bug placement for all the different towers. I think it would be worth practicing the boss a few times, just getting to the boss, because you don't want to spend forever on the start section to not practice the end section. You know, you don't want to get like a really good time at the very start of the level and then just die at the end. So you should probably just play this level through 3 or 4 times just to get a feel for how to fight the boss and how to beat the suspended army, things like that, you know, placing the gun on the altar. Yeah, pretty much I'd probably recommend just completing it a few times, just because you don't want to choke at the end after setting a really good time at the start, so you want to just make sure you are good at beating the boss, basically. So thanks for watching this video. I hope it helped. Sorry it took so long to make. I promise the next one won't take 7 years. I do have a bunch of other videos on my channel for Perfect Dark. I no longer have a Patreon, but I didn't really feel like editing the graphic for this. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video.